100 days, almost a third of a year, and less than 7% of an American president's 4-year term. But there's big pressure riding on that small amount of time.
President-elect Joe Biden promising a packed day one agenda.
Joe Biden has set a goal of 100 million coronavirus vaccinations during his first 100 days in office.
There's no shortage of crises or challenges.
As it turns out, the 100 days idea is only 88 years old.
Let me assert my firm belief that the only thing we have to fear is fear itself.
It began in 1933. Franklin Delano Roosevelt had just become the nation's 32nd president at the height of the Great Depression. The unemployment rate was a staggering 25%, and 9,000 banks had failed across the country.
It means the interminable line outside factory gates, desperately hoping for a job that rarely comes.
FDR came into office on a mission: pull America out of the greatest economic crisis the modern world had ever known. His productivity is unrivaled still today. 76 bills signed, an emergency banking act, the kickoff of the New Deal. A few months into his term, in one of his famous fireside chats, FDR called on Americans to, quote, assimilate in a mental picture the crowding events of his first 100 days. Every president since has had to live up to that image. There were early wins, like Ronald Reagan's day one announcement of the release of U.S. hostages in Iran. And early setbacks, like Gerald Ford's pardon of Richard Nixon, a wildly unpopular move that helped ensure Ford was only a one-term president. Bush, Clinton, Bush again, Obama, they all got the 100-day treatment from the media. But none began their presidencies in a crisis like the one we're facing today. Like FDR, Joe Biden's America faces tremendous economic loss and unemployment, not to mention more than 400,000 dead from the coronavirus pandemic. President Biden has laid out aggressive goals for what his administration says are the 4 converging crises of our time: the pandemic, its economic fallout, climate change, and racial inequality. The first steps have been significant. Executive orders bringing America back into the Paris Accord and the World Health Organization, a promise to vaccinate 100 million people in 100 days, and most dramatic, a proposed stimulus package worth nearly $2 trillion. But there's another crisis that wasn't on that list: a divided and polarized nation. Democrats have only the slimmest of a majority in Congress, with the specter of yet another impeachment trial for Donald Trump waiting in the wings.